people, I'm Jeff Turner, and I've got a new project out with a new deal following on from the success of Canning Town Beach. This song is called Life on the Island, with my old mucker Sulo Carlson from the Diamond Dogs and Kevin Perry, who's our George Martin. But I'm here to give a little insight into the song, and it's another piece of going back into our period of things that we've seen ebbed away, eroded from the life that we loved and we cherished, all in the name of corporate greed. And I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go 100 yards down the road, and I can show you four places, that have been decimated by the corporate greed that has gone on. I'm going to start here with this beautiful backdrop. Billy Bonds, Trevor Brooklyn, heroes, iconic heroes of West Ham United Football Club. So if you've got 5 minutes spare, just come with me on this short little journey and I will tell you more. I'm standing outside now what was West Ham United, the bowling ground. And if you can see what's happened to it, well, it's just Stoll Buildings. It was sold in 2016, reputedly for £40 million to the owners of West Ham United. It was then sold on to Gallard Homes, who then in turn sold it to Barrett Homes. Now the actual layout that they've put out is going to be somewhere in the estimate of £150 million. If they sell all the properties, there's £300 million coming into them. That's doubling their money, £150 million profit, yeah? But was it really necessary when you think the way it's affected lives around here and what's affected the West Ham United supporters? I think it was Gordon Gekko in the film Wall Street in 1987 who said greed is good. Well, it might be for the fat cats, but for the people who supported this club and live around here, it certainly ain't. Yards from where I've just been, I'm standing outside an iconic place. It might not seem much to you, but this was the home of Nathan's Pie and Hills. This was the pie and mash shop that had been a family business for over 80 years, and it stood here for 40 years, Nathan's Pie and Hills, until 3 months ago, kaput, it was closed down. All a knock-on effect from the greedy people selling Upton Park, selling the bowling ground and moving it to some athletic stadium out in Stretford. This was a mainstay, and it's a little bit of an insight into pie and mash and what it meant. Pie and mash is a dying species, an endangered species in London. I think now there's only 14 shops operating in the East End. Now, pie and mash has been about since the Victorian times, and it was sold as street food because the winds that blew here were so polluted, it pushed the poorer people into East London. And the posher people went up to the West End, so Chelsea supporters take note. I'm not really thinking about it, but I am. And it was meant as a street food because it was cheap. And they'd stuff it with mince and they'd make a pastry base, which actually prevented the mince from getting dirt on it. Now, these sprung up all over London from being sold from hand carts and carts on the street to be a mainstay of a London way of life. And they used to mix it with a thing called liquor, which was ills that was brought out of the Thames. The Thames was so polluted, ills were one of the only forms of sea life that could survive in the Thames. So naturally, to make a hot stew with it, that's what they did, and they mix it with a pie, they put the mash there together, and it became a London way of life. The first pie and mash shop supposedly opened was called Henry Blanchard's, and that was in 1844. That was the first listed pie and mash shop. And it's so sad today because it really has become a thing of the past, which was cheap food. You might have to go out to Essex or Kent, places like that to eat it now, where it's really, really expensive. What was a family meal has really, really become something that's been outdone, and to many people it's outdated. And this is mentioned very, very, very much in the song. So I hope you go with it. I'm going to go 100 yards along the road to show you another great landmark that has been torn from the people. A glorious bowling pub, 118 years old, a Grade 2 listed Victorian building. This really was symbolic of this 130 yard stretch the people would pour out of here on a match day, Nathan's Pie and Hills, then they'd come back here, and previous owners have said they sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pints on match days. Sadly, it's been sold out. In a couple of months, it's going to be closed for refurbishment. Remarkable pub, some chain that makes bistros and wants to say they're going to pump money into it, will take this pub over and it will never be the same again. Once West Ham United moved, it was a death knell for it, like it was the Pie and Mash shop. And you can't really get to understand the terrific impact it's had on this place. This old beauty will be sad to go, even though they're going to try and restore it in a different name, a different way, whatever, it will never have the same impact. We've had many a great time in here. God bless the Bowling, lovely building. Now we come to one of the real heartbreakers, the West Ham United Supporters Club. This place was so iconic. And it was here in 1947 in Castle Street at the back of the South Bank. Now, I was here maybe about 16, 17 months ago while they were smashing the ground down. And it was really an heartbreaking tale to speak to the people who was in here who run this club and telling that it was now at death's knell. It was really the end of the road for it. When we come here, there was a talk night with Tony Gale and Trevor Brooking. And I first come in here in 1971 with my old man, and it really strange because it seemed as if it hadn't changed since 1971. I swore I went to the cars eater a piss and I see Mark Bowling in there. That's the kind of feeling that it had on you. And to see this actually going under, and the reason was given on health and safety grounds, I ain't buying that at all. It's just one of the things that I can't have. This supporters club was iconic, and you can imagine on a Sunday, right, the Bowling, place like this, fellas would come out, they had from 12 o'clock till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They'd get dressed in their Sunday best to go on the lash till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And they always wanted to look smart. Then they'd probably go home from there, eat their Sunday dinner, watch the big match, fall asleep again, then wake up in the evening, put the telly on, and Highway was on with Harry Seaton, which would probably put them back to sleep again. And that was just a way of life, and this is kind of, I'm trying to incorporate with life on the island. A land not so long ago, you know what I mean, where there were simple things that, you know, everybody could afford, everybody loved, and I'm just sad with the way TV, corporate, business, especially football, has had a massive impact on people like us on this manor. And I'll give you Exhibit A if you come round here now to what was West Ham United and what it's become. So I hope my little tour's informal, because of the 100 yards we've travelled, we've seen 4 institutions that have moved on to somewhere else, all in the name of money and big business, and this left a massive hole in our lives. Thank you for being with me. Life on the island, the new build.